One of the things that I love about Before Body Meets Earth is just the enormous variety of composers and poets that we're putting out and we're sharing with people. And that we were somehow able to take all of their music, all of their words, and then create a story that is so like deeply felt inside of us of value.
So relevant, so modern, and so, I think, apt, so appropriate for what so much of the world was experiencing, and certainly what we were experiencing personally.
And it applies to now, but I think it's also such a timeless
Yeah.
sort of idea that people have constantly been either grappling with or not caring about the value of another human being.
Mm-hmm.
It was late, her light was the only light that could be seen from the street below. I held a bouquet of roses standing in her doorway, a useless grin on my face. She smiled. to each other. Somewhere sirens wailed like ghosts. I laid down on my floor and watched the ceiling fan spin when it wasn't on. When the days pile up like neglected dishes in the sink, I start to panic, lost in the dark rooms of my imagination. She sounds very bored when we talk. Every smile, a secret sneer. My brain whirls like a table saw.
In Before Body Meets Earth, we follow two characters who essentially are just really struggling to connect, to trust other people, and to be vulnerable. And my character really battles with finally thinking she has the answers and then realizing she most certainly does not, and almost just deciding to cower and give up when she's tried and failed. And ultimately, she gains the strength to trust herself, to go out into the world and be vulnerable and just try to live her life as best she can. And your character helps her do that.
passionate, unrequited, ill-fated, unstoppable, uncertain, unpredictable, uneven, heaving, unsettled, exorbitant, generous, ambitious, selfless, indulgent, soulful, fluorescent, certain, relentless, hypothetical, actual, inordinate, pulsing, teeming, primordial.
What I've really found to be helpful about working through this and creating and conceiving of this project is that I had been aware of my own patterns of empathy in the past year, and I've been really honest with myself when I feel I'm closing in and not connecting with those around me, even though there were not many people around me. Just fighting against that and reaching out to people in my community whenever I felt myself pulling away. And I hope this program, this recital, will remind us all to challenge ourselves to be open and vulnerable and honest and helpful and kind to each other.
and invite them in.
Be grateful for
Invite them in. Invite them in.
as a guide from the
Yeah, it is kind of like every time we get to work or coach or collaborate with a composer on a piece they've written, we get to give the piece new life. And of course, whenever we interpret a song, whether or not we get to work with the composer, it is giving it a new kind of life. But doing it with the person who initially created a piece of music is something special, and I'm really happy we got to do it for so many of the pieces on our performance in this project, and because I look forward to any time I get to work with a composer. And we have, I don't know, how many did we have on this concert that we got to actually discuss and pick brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's something like, it sort of feels like a different, performing is always like a form of gift giving. Like whoever's listening, I'm giving you this type of gift that I'm able to give you now. And when I'm doing a piece by a living composer, I feel like there is the audience that I'm giving a gift to, but at the same time, it's like, I know you, and we are connected in some way, and I'm only able to give this specific gift to you because of this relationship. And there's something that's so like just dear.
Yeah, precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and my character comes into the scene so ready to get everything from everyone, and of course, all of it, everything will just happen perfectly. You will love me, and I will love you, and everything is happy, and that's just not what happens at all. All of my expectations are dropped immediately, um, and I enter this sort of self-deprecating place that I think is very familiar to my character. And then through your slow sort of acceptance of me, I'm able to find peace in myself and comfort in being alone that I didn't know how to have before. Yeah.
Jean du Midi, Jean du Midi, vous n'avez donc pas regardé les cigales, que vous ne soyez pas accusés, que vous ne savez pas vous êtes les ivoires, que vous manque-t-il donc pour moi aussi bien que les cigales?